All right, so we have seen now how the blue dot app works, how the analysis work. And here I want to show you the pink dot app. So this is more just to give you an idea how also, once again, the Healy engineers, healers, etc. Call it. The blue dot is like, you do like very accurate in-depth analysis. And then, if you vibrate 1 minute from the blue dot app, it's like you're sending yourself like darts, like very, very to the point based on your results. It's sending you like really tailored to your specific results of the day. And the pink dot app, it's more like, an app. I'm going to open it like here. We have a list basically of all the different programs. I have the professional edition of Healy. So it's like the edition with the most amount of programs that come with it, from the get-go. You can always add, but I have the professional edition, and here it's basically like frequency programs that are more like 1 hour massages. The other one is like 1 minute, like lets you really tackle your results of your scan. And here you can basically choose like, okay, I'm just going to give you an example to get to start, like emotional well-being. I want to have 51 minutes right now of emotional well-being massage, okay, from frequency. So this is kind of to see the difference between the two apps, okay? So in this video, I want to walk you through basically some tips for this app, and then you will be already all set. That's it. It's the end. It's the last video of this part. You will be all set to use your Healy, at least for the first couple of months, actually, as you learn to tips and tricks. I mean, as you learn to use it, I mean, you will find your own routines around it, I'm sure. So for the first 10 days of using the Healy, it's very different at the beginning than later. So the first 10 days, I said it in a previous video, but it's only gold cycle programs. Okay, here on the menu on the top, gold cycle. These are like the golden frequencies. You can also use them after the 10 days. It's actually recommended to do 1 gold cycle program a day, even months later. But at the beginning, for the first 10 days, your body, as I was saying in a previous video, your body needs to get used to the frequencies. And the way to do that is 10 days of gold cycle. So you do, ideally you do like 3 gold cycle programs a day with the bracelets that I showed you, in a previous video. And if you want more, you can continue doing other gold cycle programs with the coil, with the Healy coil, up to you. But it's only gold cycle for the first 10 days. So the way you do this is you open one of them, depending on what the scan has suggested, but you can also just intuitively, see which programs resonate with you. Let's see. Release is a great one for the beginning. Each program of this app is between 30 minutes long and 2 hours, roughly, around on average. This one, Release, is 46 minutes. So it will tell you every time how is it recommended that you use it. Here it tells you can use it with the bracelets, or you can also use it with the Healy coil. Both work. For most programs, this is the case. You press start, and what it's doing now, it's transmitting the program to the Healy. It's sending it, and the Healy, you will see it's like with the lights. So you're sending the program to the Healy. Takes a few seconds. And actually, technically, once it's transmitted, the program is here encoded. And technically, you can even turn off your phone. And the program is still going to be running. So it doesn't need to be connected anymore to the phone. It's just going to run for 46 minutes, basically. And then it's going to stop automatically. So just for you to know, I actually don't disconnect the phone and the Healy because I like to check where we are in the program. I don't disconnect them, but you technically can because now it's transmitted. So now we are inside the program. You can see that the line on top is black, which is it means that the frequencies are not being transmitted. We want the line to be white. So like the easiest way, if you are using the coil, actually it might also happen with the bracelets, is to increase here I'm increasing the potency from 15 to 20 to 20. You see now with 25, it became white. I'm going to put it in 30 just in case. So the first 10 days of using the Healy, only gold cycle programs, and maximum, when you use the bracelets, maximum 30%, 20, 25, 30% potency, because more might give a shock to your system. With a coil, you can go test a bit higher. Technically, you could go with a coil anytime you use any program, gold cycle or others, you are supposed to put it on 100%. So you go all the way up to 100%, because the coil is a different system. It's not a direct microcurrent. It's just like vibing out, and you can actually go higher. Normally, you're supposed to put all the programs at 100% with a coil. So even from the beginning, you could test it. I doubt you have like a reaction to that. But if you use the bracelets, at the beginning for the first 10 days, put it lower to see how you react. And if you feel safe, put it higher, but it's just to like, people have had reactions. So it's just as a general rule, like, yeah, I would just keep it like on the low end. The line should be white. The white color indicates that, you know, it's the current is passing. It's a good sign. If it's black, something is not working. So for example, now, see, I disconnected the coil from the Healy and it turned black. So it's not making contact anymore. So it turned black. So if I contact again, turns white. Okay. That's it. You're going to see it's moving the circle. So it means that, you know, it's sending the frequencies, it's vibrating, and it's just going to change like the number of hertz, because I think it's 20 seconds, it sends a different frequency. And it actually, most people don't know this, but it actually is tailoring. So now it's 982.2 hertz. Later it's going to pass at a different frequency, 423 hertz. So the numbers and the order of the numbers and the frequencies is actually tailored to you. The more you use a Healy, the more it's going to have your scans results, the more it gets to know you, and the more it's going to be to have data points to personalize, even within gold cycle, because not two gold cycle programs are the same. So it's going to actually be shifting that, tailored to your needs. It's really, really, really interesting. So that's it. Now you leave it for, you can actually go, you don't close the app, but you can go outside of the, I mean, you can go do other things. And when you reopen the app here, pink dot, it's still running. You can just check once in a while, because if you by accident close all the apps of your phone, this one might close as well. So the program stops. So you have to reopen. So just beware. This is why I leave it on. Like I leave my phone connected because I want to be checking that it's actually running. So this is for the first 10 days of using the Healy. You use the bracelets 3 times a day. You wet them, as I explained in the previous video. And then the coil on top if you want. So the coil overall, there's no limit in theory. Okay. And then you do only the gold cycle programs. Now, yes, I want to exit the program, and you can try all of them in rotation. You're going to find in the library a PDF that explains what every program is about. So release is to release toxins, emotions, etc. It's really nice. At the beginning, I did a lot of release at the beginning of my use of Healy. Being gives you such an amazing sense of like being in your power, and like nobody messes with me today kind of feeling. I love it. It really raises your vibration, etc. So you can test for yourself. Eventually, like this is one of the most amazing sides of this, in my opinion, is that you become very, very good at discerning the effects of different vibrations, like reading energy, actually, because you're going to be sending yourself like different programs, and you're going to be sensing the different effects that it has on you, and you're going to be learning to be very, very, very accurate at reading energies. So even more than you might be already. So for me, I've definitely like learned so much, and I'm very, very, I don't know, now I see more and more what effects every program has on me. So that's really like a nice surprise side effect. So I'm going to come back to the menu, we have covered the first 10 days. After the first 10 days, you can experiment with all the different other programs. Okay, so depending on the edition of Healy that you have, more programs or less. So here, these ones, actually, I've done almost none of these. These ones are great. The learning programs, they are great for focus. Like if you're, for example, I do those when I'm, for example, the concentration program, or which one was it? No, these ones I didn't try. This one, for example, I do them when I need to be very focused for one of my live events for my clients. I do this one, and it's great. It gives you, it's like it triples your focus capacity. You're not taking any drugs or anything, but you're just setting yourself frequencies, and you're like really like very grounded, calm, but hyper sharp. It's amazing. It's like yeah. So these ones are for focus, exams, concentration, etc. Fitness, I have not used them too much, but overall, I mean, the key, like the title says, gives you an indication of what it is for, and then you can check the PDF in the library that explains a bit more in depth which program is for what. These ones are also very interesting for both job and relaxation. Depending on your Healy edition, you might not have them. But yeah, for example, positive thoughts. I work with a lot of business owners, like starting business owners, and this is a great one because it gives you like more like faith in your process. It boosts your confidence again. Mental balance. These ones are amazing as a treat. Like really, I mean, also for situations that maybe are not so fun, but overall, these ones are, it's great to do one a day of these, like inner strength, emotional well-being, feel good, contentment gives you confidence. It's like this feeling of like, yes, I've got my shit together. I have confidence in myself. I trust. It gives you confidence. Before doing like a difficult conversation or talk or a sales call or whatever you need, like you can do that and you'll feel probably like, yeah, a boost of confidence. Inner unity, well-being, like all of these really, like one a day at least of those, it just creates such internal harmony and feeling good and just being way more positive. And it's just, I love these ones. They are amazing, all of them. Beauty skin, I see these almost like more for fun, like treat for yourself. So you can test them, for skin, for nails. Really interesting because every time I go to the salon, to the beauty salon, and they remove the nail polish, like the Healy is going to suggest that I do the nails program. Because my nails just went through like some mini trauma with at the beauty salon because we removed the nail polish. So it's really interesting to notice that. If I do a facial, it will suggest like skin, because probably like we need to also add it extra care. So yeah, these are more like for fun, for treats. These ones are really, really good. For example, immune system. The Healy suggested this one before I started noticing my COVID symptoms. The Healy understood I needed an immune system support boost before I knew myself. And so these are really helpful. I suggested to a friend of mine, I recommended, she already was in bed with COVID and she had the Healy, and she's like, what do I do? Do you recommend anything? And I told her to do the immune system. She did it once. She did the immune system once in the morning, and in the afternoon, she was out of bed like, oh my God, what just happened? Like, I feel so much better all of a sudden. So very handy. Immune system. If you're very sensitive, this one is great. If you're feeling like, especially before their periods, women tend to be very sensitive, like sensitive to sound, sensitive to light, like you're like, ooh, like I need to be like in a bubble, for a couple of days. So this one is great. This program, hypersensitivity. Hormones, always great, especially for women, any day, just to balance them before your period, etc. Here, this one, gastrointestinal, is great if you have a sensitive digestion. Really, really, really good. So after 60 minutes, like you feel like you're not bloated anymore, like nothing is hurting. Like really, it's really. Or if you took like, for example, when I got COVID, I took some medication against the symptoms, like I don't remember the name, but against the cold symptoms and cough and everything. And it really, I'm very sensitive with my digestion, so I ran this program, gastrointestinal, and it helped so much. Liver detox is amazing, but it might make you feel tired. So because it's a liver detox, anything that is a detox program is going to be very like relatively intense. So it just releases a lot of toxins in your system. And so I just recommend to do those liver detox programs in the weekend. And something really good is if you do liver and right after you do toxins, because what happens when you're doing liver is, it's going to release a lot of stuff into your bloodstream, and then you can clear all the toxins. It's very important because otherwise you reabsorb them. So you do this one, and then it's like beautiful combo. But you might want to nap as you do them. You might want to nap because it's a bit intensive for your system. Lungs, perfect for COVID support, etc. Thyroid is great for those who have thyroid problems. Meridians. So there's a lot, as you can see. Let me come back to the menu. Chakras, this is perfect. Okay, so just to give you an example, throat chakra, I work with a lot of women that are actually strengthening themselves and their positioning in society and their business and their finances, and all about empowerment. And one of the themes that comes up is like speaking your truth and putting yourself out there and voicing, like making yourself visible to the world, and so on and so forth. So the throat chakra program is great for this, where even before, if you have a challenging meeting coming up where you know that the person might be a bit like aggressive or bypassing or overruling you or something, or you are entering, like you're going to be in a situation, or you have like, you know that you're going into an argument situation with someone and you don't want to, and you're like, then you do a throat chakra program before, and then the words, like whatever you need to be saying, it's going to flow out of you so easily, like you're not going to hold back. It's so handy. And I've done this one myself so many times, and it's just really like, oh, you just like, you're saying things, but also like diplomatically as well, just it's just flowing out of you really easily. It's very handy. You have all the other chakras. Bioenergetic defense. So this is great. What general protection. I've done this one. Just be careful, these ones with the, I recommend that you do them with the bracelets, but you have to lower the intensity to like 30-40% max, because you really feel the electricity really strongly with these ones. So general protection is amazing. Whenever I go to like a group event, a family reunion, or any kind of social situation where for me, I already know in advance I'm going, but I don't really want to be there, and it's kind of going to be energetically challenging or energetically draining, I reduce these situations as much as possible in my life. But sometimes it just happens, or you're in public transport, or you are in the middle of the city, like any situation. If you're an empath, if you're sensitive, like you're going to be in an energetically draining situation, put this program in advance, like run it with the coil, put it on you, because it protects you. And it's just so amazing how it's like you have this energetic protection around you, and then all of a sudden this situation that always drained you doesn't have power over you anymore. It's amazing. And as the afternoon, for example, progresses and you go through the event and you go back home, if you have kept the program on, the energy protection, you might even feel more energized than at the beginning of the day instead of drained. It's crazy. And you're like, wow, like ninja powers. For me, I love this one. I love this one for these situations. You can, if you're sensitive to electronics, to Wi-Fi, to 5G is coming now. You put this one, electrosensitivity. That's it. I'm not going through all of them, but I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview. Digital nutrition is great. So this is the whole concept of you might, if you don't have the professional edition, you might not have these ones. But my official nutritionist in my health center, she actually recommended that I use this next to supplements and next to a healthy diet. So it doesn't replace anything. But basically, since everything is frequency and energy, you can send yourself like nutrition as if you would take a supplement via a vibration and frequency. So this is the idea here with digital nutrition. So if you have digestive problems, you can do this one. If you have if you want extra liver detox, you can do this one. Eventually, the scans in the other app are going to tell you, are going to suggest exactly how to navigate all of this and which programs to do. So this is how you get to know the programs, and also how, like, how you learn how to feel the effects of each one. You don't have to do everything at once. I have been using this for months, and I haven't done all of the programs by far. So vitamin B complex, very common to need supplements in vitamin B in general, and to take a vitamin B complex. So here you have a program around that. This one, amazing for liver detox. So if you really feel like, it's a detox time, it's the weekend, you can afford to take a nap, you can afford to kind of lay low, you run this one normally like 10, 15, 20 minutes in, you feel, it's common that you feel a bit more tired. Maybe you don't even notice it, but it's common that you feel a bit more tired, you even want to take a nap. So you do that. And after this, you do a toxins program, because, to continue here, you can do this one to clear all the toxins that you have been releasing. So you see, there's a lot. And then the last thing that I wanted to cover here is this one here, expert programs. This is amazing. So if like me, I have not even done half, I would say, of the programs here, but I have added extra programs to my Healy. So you can go either to the Healy website, where you have extra programs that are not even in the professional edition. We don't have all of the programs. So there's some extra ones, like Deep Cycle, for example, on the Healy website. And then there's, I'm going to link it here below the videos. You can go to another website that is a School of Frequency, and this is literally like a guy that designs frequencies and puts them, makes them available to people, and he works directly with a Healy company. And so you can choose, purchase additional frequency programs on his website, and I have a discount code. It's not like I'm not like an affiliate of him, but he shared the code in one of his webinars, so you can have it, you can use it. As far as I know, it's still active. And so School of Frequency, there he has additional frequency programs that are not on the Healy website. So there you can choose. For example, here I have this one. You cannot see it because it's just a code, but it's about abundance mindset and abundance creation. That's why it's called AC. And so this one I found on his website, and basically he has all kinds of programs. So I just purchased it. It's like 30, 40 euros, 50 sometimes for a program. You purchase it online. So he's going to ask you, this is helpful to know, for this code. So you click here, Expert 10, basically on the menu. 1 second. Expert 10. Is it good? It's not. Strange. Well, actually, when you purchase like this, I think should be activated, the Expert 10. So you click here. In Expert 10, it's going to basically open with a code, but maybe you need to actually purchase, request the Expert 10 to open from his website. So you purchase one of his programs, and it's going to ask you for the Expert 10. You come here into your pink app, and you basically open this and read the code, and then send. You will see that they walk you through it. You send him the code, and then he will, the next day, he's going to send the programs that you purchase into your app directly. It's so handy. So here I have already 5 apps by him from School of Frequency. Actually, this is about feminine energy. This is about abundance, and these ones are more about hormonal balance. It's specific. Since I have this autoimmune condition, I have to really like be very careful with hormonal balance and things like that. So I told him about the specific condition, and he sent me these 3 tailored programs. So it's amazing because you can also submit your specific needs, and he might have, because these programs were not on his website even, I had to request them. So you can check, if he has anything that he would recommend, and he might send you certain frequency programs that he doesn't even have on his website. So that's great. Or he might create something tailored for you. So I think we've gone through everything. Here we have some additional ones. We've gone through everything from the Pink app. You know how to use it for the first 10 days, only goal cycle, and then the rest you can start exploring. Sometimes even if the scans tell me something in the morning, I still do whatever I want the rest of the day with the programs, right? So in the end, you decide how you want to go about this. I gave you like plenty of pointers, but you can decide. Like there's plenty of programs you just feel like, I just want to try it just for fun. For example, this, like, let me do a skin elasticity program. You can test it, right? You can play with this. It's like, it's meant to also like be fun, etc. These ones are great as well, like self-care, like let me do a feel good program, right? So I would say, like, allow yourself to experiment, to play with it after the 10 days, 10 first days. And then also, see what the scans tell you every morning. So see like if there's certain things you absolutely want to tackle. For me, to be very honest, I always start the day with these 3 programs here. My thyroid support program, this is like to support inflammation, so to reduce inflammation, and this one is for endocrine balance overall. And so I start, because these are my programs, so it's like completely tailored to my needs. I started the day with the scans that I mentioned, and then I do these 3, and then I will do something else. Maybe I feel like continuing with abundance or feminine energy, divine feminine energy, or I do something that the scan has suggested. So it's a bit like, see for yourself what kind of strategy you want to create for yourself, what makes sense. The bottom line, it's really important that you are relatively consistent to see results, because my experience, every person's experience is different, but my experience was that I was not feeling a lot of positive effects the first 4 weeks. 4 weeks of using the Healy daily, several programs a day. I was only feeling a bit weird, more emotional releases. But, I feel from what I've heard that too many people give up because they are not giving it a proper chance, and they are not using it properly either. This is why I'm making this video, so that people use it properly and actually know how to handle it. Because for me, it took me about 4 weeks to start actually understanding this language of frequencies and understanding the effects and seeing like, oh, this is what it does, and this is what it means. And I started seeing the positive impact on my life, right? I started noticing like, actually, I have more emotional capacity. Actually, this is happening now. Actually, look at that. And things start popping out of the blue, but it might take some time. So I do recommend that you give it a proper go, like really with like at least 3 programs a day. I didn't more than that, to be honest. For several weeks in a row, that you keep consistent, that you take breaks once in a while, like one day a week, you don't do programs like I mentioned, that you drink a lot of water, that you you just allow yourself to like create a space to notice the effects, reflect what happened today, sense your way through it. And then the way I feel it is that it's exponential, because it might be that at the beginning you have a lot of stuff to work through energetically. We need to clear out a lot of things before we get better. It might be. And so maybe this is necessary. But then, because it has cleared out all this stuff, like, the way I lived it personally is that it was exponential. So I started feeling better and better and better and better, like very fast, and noticing all kinds of things and things accelerating. And the thing like this, it just works on energy. So it's like a very profound foundational level. So it's not, the idea is not that it solves your problems at once and everything is fine. No, it's going to shift your frequency, shift your vibration, align certain things, create harmony, readjust certain things, release what needs to be released, like, right? It's working with energy. Then it's very likely that you start thinking differently, that you start coming up with different ideas. For example, the abundance creation program, right? Like the whole concept is that you're rewiring your system, your energetic system around abundance, so that 2 days later, this happened to me, you come up with a completely different plan for your life on how to like monetize, how to make money, what to do with your investments. Like for me, all of these stuff started popping up in my brain, you know, like, okay, investments here, investments there, investments there, investments there. These are the next steps. These are the different income streams, passive, active. And I started like looking at things completely differently, like these ideas that are coming out of the blue. It's just because you're like shifting and optimizing and increasing your vibration around certain things. And here, abundance creation, right? But it might be that around feminine energy, you know, same story, where you're like more in your feminine, right? And more like taking action. So this is the next step. This works on your energy, right? Then the next step is that probably your brain starts functioning a bit differently, and you start having different, like different dots start connecting in your mind, and you know, you start coming up with different conclusions and different like ideas of actions and strategies for your life. And then you start taking action that you wouldn't have taken 2 months ago, and like, right? And so this is an invitation to allow this to begin. Like, this entire beautiful process to begin and to unfold, because there's so much more than just the blue and pink app. It's a whole process that you're allowing to start. So very curious how it goes for you. If you have questions, please ask me directly or to the groups that you might be part of. Enjoy it, be proactive in this process. It's very important to be proactive and to take full ownership of your growth in this process. Like, it's up to you, but the tools are there, you know, for you to tap into. And see you soon.